A call for change and push for accountability after a woman was nearly turned away from visiting her loved one in a state prison due to her disability. Well, tonight we continue our ongoing series of crisis and corrections with I-Team investigator Kylie McGivern, turning the attention from the state's treatment of prisoners to the family members who visit them.
My daughter and I went up, as we do every weekend, and they have a security, like a metal detector where you walk through, and it went off, and it didn't cause me no concern because it always does, because I'm an amputee and I wear a prosthetic.
Denise Swisher says during a recent trip to Polk Correctional Institution to visit an incarcerated loved one, she encountered an officer she had never seen before.
He was like, "Well, where's your card?"
The Department of Corrections says if the alarm on a metal detector is caused by a medical implant that is not visible, the visitor must provide a medical doctor's note. Nothing on the visitor information page, nor in anything corrections could provide the I-Team, addresses disabilities like Swisher's.
I told him it's a visible, disability, so they don't give us that. And he told me that I could not come in to the facility wearing my prosthetic. Then he informed me that I needed to take it back to the car. And then I started crying.
Needed to take it back to the car?
Right. I was upset. I was embarrassed. I offered to take off my prosthetic. And I said, "Can you give me a chair and I'll take it off?" He told me no. "So you want me to go and take my leg and put it in the car, get down on the ground and drag myself through the parking lot, through the dirt?" And my daughter, she was like, what, she didn't understand, and she kept saying, "It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt."
Swisher's 4-year-old daughter talking about her prosthetic, covered with images of her son killed 16 years ago.
And this man just taught my daughter what discrimination is. Now my daughter knows there's something wrong with mommy. Before that day, she didn't know.
Swisher was eventually let in after she says another officer intervened and vouched for her. Swisher later received a phone call and email from the warden apologizing, saying she advised captains and lieutenants to ensure that all officers who are assigned to the visitation park are trained. Still, Swisher says she's received no incident report, no word on what is happening to the corrections officer.
I felt like it's just been swept up under the rug, and I'm not going to let that go. I'm not, because there are so many people in this world who has a disability, a physical or a non-physical, but we need to be respected just like everybody else.
The Department of Corrections denied our request for an interview and provided only a statement, saying the department strives to treat all visitors with dignity and respect while balancing the safety and security needs of the facility. The incident was resolved by the warden. The statement did not answer our questions about how it was resolved or what is preventing this from happening at any state prison in the future. To look at the bigger picture, the I-Team turned to Philip Fornace.
Disability cannot in itself be a security issue.
Fornace is a senior attorney with the National Disability Rights Network, an advocacy organization established by Congress.
But it's simply unacceptable. Similarly, if you would not tell someone who used a wheelchair, showing up at the door, say, "Well, I'm sorry, you're going to have to lose the chair." These situations where there are metal detectors are virtually everywhere. And they've been happening for a long time, despite there being more than 30 years since the passage of the Americans with Disabilities Act.
Swisher reported what happened to the U.S. Department of Justice.
I'm not going to stop speaking up about it, because changes need to be made.
If you've had a similar experience trying to visit a loved one at a state prison, we want to hear from you. Our tip line is 813-354-2837. Our email, iteam@abcactionnews.com. Online now, we've included additional resources to report any incidents to Disability Rights Florida and the Department of Justice. With photojournalist Matt McGlashan in Polk County, I'm I-Team investigator Kylie McGivern taking action for you.